Hey everybody, today's assignment is a little bit challenging, so I just wanted to give you a little video that might help you get through this. So the first thing says, sketch what you think the graph of the function y equals the square root of x looks like. Use the table below to help, then sketch the curve that passes through the point. Remember, the scientific calculator is available to you at the top of the screen, and that is right here. If you need it, just click on it, and that pops up over here. Okay, so let's get rid of that. So square root of anything underneath a radical, of course, is not going to be a negative number. So we're just going to start at 0. And we know that the square root of 0 is 0. So that point should appear, or actually you can create that point right there. Okay, and then if we plug in 1, the square root of 1 we know is 1. So 1, 1 is going to be on this graph. So we go 1, 1. The square root of 2, okay, so let's go ahead and get the calculator going because that's not a perfect square. I click square root and then 2, and that's 1.414, so I'm going to go over here and estimate where that might be. So if I plug in 2, I get out 1.414, about right there, okay, and then just go ahead and, I probably have to go to like 4 and 6 and 8 and 10 or something like that. And then just go ahead and put your points in and sketch your graph for that one, okay? Here is the actual graph, okay? Was your sketch close? What did you notice? What do you wonder? Put that there. Okay, more observing. Okay, and this talks about the domain like we did yesterday. Most of the functions we have observed this year have had domain that is all real numbers. Why can't the function of y equal to square root of x have a domain of all real numbers? Just explain that. And transforming functions, okay, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take that base, that parent function of y equals the square root of x, and we're going to transform it, meaning moving it left, right, up, down, and that kind of thing. So compare the graph of y equals the square root of x plus 4 to the square root of y equals, to the graph of y equals the square root of x. So what would happen to the graph if we did this right here, okay? And actually, this is what would happen. So you got a little head start there. All right, so here you're just going to be matching up the graph with the cards and the equation. So you're going to have 3 cards go together. Okay, function notation. Compare the functions f of x equals the square root of x plus 2 to the graph of g of x equals the square root of x plus 2 under the radical. How are they the same and how are they different? Okay, so match the graph. So let's see what's happening here. So it looks like we moved, okay, we went to the left 4 and then we went down 2. Okay, so that's going to be y or f of x, either one, is equal to get the square root sign, you type SQRT and the square root sign pops up there, and it's going to be x. Okay, so I'm going to go plus 4. All right, so that moves it to the left 4, and then outside of the radical, I'm going to put minus 2. Okay, so that knocks me down 2. Now, notice that it's not the same shape. Okay, it opens up more. So what am I going to have to do to this then? Well, let me go ahead and type in y equals x squared. And remember, when we wanted to change the shape of this parabola, what did we do? Remember, we put a number in front of it. So if I wanted to make it wider, okay, I would stretch it by putting a number less than 1. If I wanted to make it thinner, I would put a number that is more than 1, and I would make it thinner. Okay, so use this right here. Use what we learned here for parabolas and changing the shape and the location to our square root functions. Okay, and then you're going to do that there as well. How would I get this? And I'm going to tell you that if positive is facing upwards, then this would probably be a negative square root function, okay? And then what's happening with this, okay? So go ahead and figure that out. And then which one doesn't belong, just, this is, none of these, there is not one right answer in this screen, okay? So you just have to justify your answer, okay? And then here's just a challenge at the end. All right? Good luck with that, and I will see you later this afternoon on Zoom.